Hi there, and welcome back to rLounge. Today, we learn the family isn't always blood. It's the people in your life who want you in theirs, the ones who accept you for who you are, the ones who would never want to see you hurt, and who would do anything to see you smile. Family are those who love you no matter what. This is part 8 of a long saga. If you haven't watched the previous parts, go check them out and come back. Brother-in-law and Blabbermouth have come to beg a comedy. Dear Reddit family, another long update. Trigger warning for some violence abuse. I started writing about my experiences simply to gain insights, opinions, and blow off some steam, and as a somewhat therapeutic measure, so to speak. I found out that my posts have been used by several YouTube channels to broadcast them to others. That's fine. When I found out about them, I was mostly interested in the comments. They really opened my eyes and showed me that I was naive, gullible, and an incredible doormat. Maybe more so than what hubby and lawyer friend told me. Neighbor wife and nice neighbor found out about the posts and agree with you all, so thank you all. Other family members have also found out about the post. They weren't happy about it, and some started to spout some BS about privacy, but when they read the responses and saw everything from my point of view, they felt even more ashamed than they already did. In one of my last posts, people gave a lot of advice on protecting ourselves and our home. Thank you all for that. We have also been following some self-defense and martial arts classes when possible. The children were given alarms, schools were told about what happened, and protocols were written for their safety. We sold our cars and bought other ones that we park some streets away. We have the majority of our groceries delivered as well. A company specialized in home defense was told to make our home feel safe again. We have a contract with that company, so in case crap hits the fan, they know to haul their butts our way ASAP. Local law enforcement also has a big red flag attached to our phone numbers and address. We don't expect a lot now, but better safe than sorry. We certainly have learned that. The neighborhood watch is a success. We have had a lot less attempted break-ins and theft. My children have found their courage to walk LeFou on their own without either me or hubby. They are not as afraid as they were shortly after the debacle with Blabbermouth and Entitled Cousin. Talks with their therapists have helped a lot. Eldest struggles sometimes as he thinks that being the eldest means taking care of his siblings without fail. I needed some surgery as the beating made some pre-existing health issues worse. Hubby is still restless sometimes. He has taken his self-defense and martial arts lessons seriously. He thought and still thinks at times that he failed in his duty to protect his family. With the help of his therapist, he can shake that feeling more. I've told him numerous times that he never failed us. He loves us, and he always has been there for us as a father and husband. Eldest takes a lot after hubby in this regard. It doesn't surprise me as I have proudly given birth to my hubby's clone. Nice neighbor has been a great help as well. Sometimes men need another man or men to tell them whatever they need to hear without therapist talk. Current status on people. Mother-in-law. Timeout. It's the other post, happened around 3 weeks ago. This happened today. Lucy and father-in-law. No problems. Entitled cousin. Still in prison, though secluded. Inmates really don't like him apparently. I'm not even wondering why. Coddle mom. Entitled cousin's mother. Brother-in-law. No contact order has been lifted as of last week. No harassment or any other things, so no reason for extension. He isn't blocked on our phones. If people want to dig their own graves, then I'm all for helping them. Blabbermouth. Still in prison. Woe is me attitude. Only our lawyers talk with each other and with the prosecutor. The hell hag still has an active no contact order. She has been blocked on my phone, not on hubby's. Same reason as with brother-in-law. Lawyer friend. Hero without a cape, devil without horns. Worth every penny, cent, dollar, etc. BML for Blabbermouth's lawyer. Bro. My 1.89 meter tall brother, who has the build of a tank, strong as one, kind-hearted, no-nonsense man. Sister-in-law 3. Bro's partner. Maggie for the sake of the posts. Nice neighbor. Nice neighbor's wife. Frou-frou. Nice neighbor's wife and nice neighbor's loving dog. Another hero without a cape who will take snacks and cuddles as his reward. LeFou, our own loving dog, hero in training, who will also take snacks and cuddles as his reward. On to part 1. Lawyer friend called us. Apparently he got a call from brother-in-law that Blabbermouth wants to plead guilty in exchange for no time in prison. As of now, she faces between 5 to 10 years in prison if she's found guilty. I thought that this crap wasn't possible. According to lawyer friend, she hardly has a chance at that. She can get a reduction, but no more if she goes for the guilty plea. Also, what surprised us is that brother-in-law called lawyer friend directly instead of going through their lawyer. So what does our beloved lawyer friend do? Laugh on the phone, hangs up, and calls their lawyer telling them what brother-in-law has done. Apparently, Blabbermouth's lawyer just sighed deeply and thanked lawyer friend before hanging up. Our thoughts? Blabbermouth and brother-in-law don't hear what they want to hear from their own lawyer, so they try it through ours. Nice try. Part 2. Brother-in-law's visit. Several days after lawyer friend called to tell us about brother-in-law and Blabbermouth's delusion fantasy, we got several texts from 4 of our beloved nieces and nephews who are brother-in-law and Blabbermouth's kids. Number 5 doesn't like me and like his mother. Blames me for all of her misfortune. We know that the only reason he doesn't bother us is that his parents have warned him to stay out of this. As of now, he hasn't messed up that, and we are still somewhat willing to pay for his college education. The other 4 kids, and us, have a good relationship. They know what Mother Dearest tried to do and have decided on their own that they're done with her entitled crap, and with their father semi-enabling it. Number 1 and 2 have moved out. Number 3 and 4 can't yet, but are barely home. Since their mother is in jail, the eldest 2 decided to drop in on their father and younger siblings to keep an eye out and help when needed. Brother-in-law was very unhappy and angry. He knows that what Blabbermouth did was wrong, but he thinks the whole kidnapping and assault thing is blown out of proportion. They were all having lunch, and brother-in-law came with the amazing idea to have a talk with me and, to an extent, hubby. Whose phone explodes with texts after lunch? Mine and hubby's. Eldest niece tried and managed to get a time frame from her father and texted us that. Since we didn't want our children to watch whatever might go down, we asked Bro and Maggie if they could go there for a couple of days and hang out with their cousins. No problem after explaining the situation. The children were scared but didn't want to leave. Bro flexes his muscles. They love that and tells them that he will keep them safe. Then we call a nice neighbor and neighbor's wife, explain the situation, and ask if they are available in case we need witnesses and help. Before we could finish asking, we heard the doorbell ring. Nice neighbor and neighbor's wife and Frou-Frou were there. I really love these people and dog. So some hours later, and brother-in-law makes his grand appearance. For those of you who wondered if we invited him in, of course not. Heck, we didn't even open the door. The doorbell camera has been granted its own altar at our home. Well, almost then. He began his sob story about how Blabbermouth didn't mean it. He was sorry, yada yada yada, sob sob sob. He asked, begged through his sobs, if we could drop the charges. Nah, even if I could, I wouldn't. Oh, brother-in-law, fun fact, the prosecutor is the one who decides that now. You know, because what Blabbermouth did are felonies, you don't get to try and abduct people and get away with a slap on the wrist. You don't get to show your big blue eyes and get away with aiding and abetting assault. Even if he changes his mind, it won't be because of your puppy eyes begging, but of lack of evidence, of which he has plenty. You know that. I'm sure that your lawyer has told you this. So why the heck are you trying it here? Oh, right. Because you and Blabbermouth don't want to hear no. Last but not least, me, hubby, and children will be a lot safer if her entitled behind is in jail and not polluting the free air with her sense of entitlement. After hearing this piece of information, brother-in-law became angry. Family this, family that, more family helps each other crap. And the golden phrase was, but she's family and you don't hurt family. To which we responded with, but we're her family. Why did she hurt us then? No response. He just stood there. Then he started cursing, how I was a S word, a B word, and that it was all my fault. Sure, brother-in-law, blame the one who helped pay off your mortgage and your children's tuition because all we wanted was to help family. If you don't want the money, then we would like to have it back. Would you like to pay it back all in one go or in a payment plan? Yes, we were semi-teasing. He raged on about that. How dare you? It's not funny. Of course it isn't funny. But what isn't funny, as well, is that Blabbermouth only accepted me when it suited her and when things happened the way she wanted. If not, she would try to manipulate things and people so she could still get something of what she wanted. We helped you, and when we say no to an absurd request, she loses her ever-loving mind. She destroys relationships, the good and the neutral ones. She destroyed our feeling of safety and our health, so on and so forth. For what? A holiday of which I know you have the money for, or at least a good part of it? You don't like it that she's in jail. That's fine. She reaps what she sows. You and Blabbermouth should talk to your lawyer to see what can be done about this with the least amount of damage. Family means nothing to you at Blabbermouth when it doesn't get you anything. Go away. We will call the cops and see if we can get more no-contact restraining cease and desist orders shoved up your behind. Oh, and don't try anything stupid. Look at Entitled Cousin and Blabbermouth to see how that one worked out. After saying something along above said lines, he left. We made a copy of the video footage, called the police, and went through the entire process again. Lawyer friend came by for a visit and was baffled and actually sighed. He simply can't understand their thought process. Turns out Coddle Mom was also giving him a rough time by basically demanding he does something about her son being in jail. So he did something. He basically told her to shove off in a legal way, unless she wants to spend money on her own lawyer and having unpleasant side effects for such legal papers. Like I said earlier in the post, I needed surgery and neighbor's wife has offered to stay when hubby is away to help me and keep an eye out. She can work from home and help out in case the family nut jobs return. She has become more than a friend. When she isn't working, we talked a lot and got to know each other on a deeper level. Turns out, neighbor's wife has been in a similar situation with an ex gone bonkers, even after she got together with nice neighbor. And they try to help whenever they can, as they know the anxiety, insecurity, and fear. No ex problems for her, thankfully. Some community reactions, first coming from Filbert57. Thank you for this update. I feel perhaps emotionally invested in your story, and so in that vein, I am so proud of how you and your hubby have handled it all. Thankful also that you have nice neighbor and neighbor's wife for support. I'm also a strong person and have been through a lot of different but similar battles, so I know the toll it takes on your mental and physical health. Keep up the good fight. You are a true warrior. One more chime in from Liz DeQueen. I'm so glad you found a support system through all of this and taken the best steps and precautions to protect yourself and your family after this whole debacle. People only cry, but family, when they aren't allowed to keep abusing you. While I like saying struggle means growth, and it definitely applies in your situation, I'm so sorry for just how much you've been struggling with this. Jeez, OP. I'm with the lawyer friend. It's hard to believe that people can continue on this way despite everything that has gone on. Brother-in-law begging at first, and then when he doesn't get his way, cursing you out and calling you names. And you're exactly right. They only wanted you for their own selfish reasons, to help them live an extravagant life on someone else's dime. Brother-in-law honestly isn't helping anyone by coming over like that, especially his wife. This is only giving the court more evidence against her and giving you a stronger case. Some people never learn, unfortunately, and he's really not being a great role model for his own kids. Moreover, I'm truly terribly sorry that you had to go through this to the point of getting surgery and having long-term physical and mental trauma. This is a huge price to pay for all of your efforts and smart business choices. It hurts me to know that your kids have been forever changed by people's irresponsible and selfish behavior. I hope they don't live their lives in fear. It's disgusting to see family behave this way. But goes to show, just because they're family doesn't mean they're good people or that you have to keep them in your life. How important is family to you? What do you think of saying, blood is thicker than water? Let us know in the comments below. Also, thank you for joining us today on rLounge. Before you go, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you have something you want to say regarding today's content, please share that with us in the comments below. Stay tuned for part 9.